Welcome everyone, let's get to business. I say that because time is of the essence. And by time, I mean kids are going to be out of school, like in a few days, or at least mine will be. Carly's actually done because she's a senior. So she is out of school. She will be flying the coop this fall, going away to college. She will be going to Olivet Nazarene University in Bourbonnais, Illinois. We will be down to just Pipperoonie, the Pips, Chloe, daughter number 5, the 13-year-old in the home. She's in 7th grade. She'll be in 8th next year. Today, we have an assignment. We are going to prepare for the summer chore list for our little lovey-doveys, our little kitties that are going to drive us crazy all summer. Who can relate? I know you can. So what I'm going to do is give you tips on how we're going to go about this. Because the kids will be off school soon, we need to get going. Moms, ladies, dads, whoever, we need to get going on this. I want you to create a list of things that need to get done. And you're going to break this down. You're going to start with daily. What things need to get done daily? Make bed, clean room, unload dishwasher. And I want you to write it out, type it out, put it somewhere. Your notes app on your phone, I don't care. Just get it out of the head, get it out of the brain. You can't store it there. Quit trying, okay? You can't. Then I want you to write down things that need to be done weekly. Maybe they need to bring their dirty laundry down weekly. Maybe you're only doing laundry once a week, whatever. Whatever needs to be done weekly. Empty the bathroom garbages, clean the bathroom sinks, wash the mirrors. So we have our daily list, we have our weekly list. But what you want to start with is the tasks. That's the very first step in creating chore list for your children. By now, you should have a little bit of an idea of what the summer program is going to be. Camp registrations have already came out. A lot of the different sports camps or any other camps, VBS, all the things that your little lovey-dovey kids are going to be involved in throughout the summer, swim team, junior golf, everything, you probably already have a good idea of what that schedule is because all of that stuff has already been emailed to us or been posted somewhere. Now you need to get all of the schedule out for each one of your children. If you have 3 children, you're going to write out what their schedule is, starting Monday through Sunday. Where do they need to be? Because what happens when you are creating chore lists for your children is their tasks are gauged on their activity. So if you have a particular child that has junior golf in the morning and then she goes right to soccer camp and then she has piano lessons, which I think she's a little bit overscheduled if you're asking me, but who asked, right? Voicing my opinion. I just did a video. Don't voice your opinion if you didn't ask. You have to love me. But anyway, that particular child isn't going to be able to get a lot done on that particular day. Let's say that's a Tuesday and she just has a full schedule on Tuesday. She'll be lucky to get her bed made. She may not get much more done. That's not a day you want her cleaning toilets, cleaning the shower, organizing, her dresser drawers, whatever it may be. That's how you're going to work the chore list, is it's going to be according to their activity level. What I share with you is only going to be an example. You're going to tailor these chore lists to however they suit your family. You are looking at my MacBook. This is where I have always kept the folders for all of my girls' chore list. Right now, I only have Chloe's chore list on my desktop. I don't have one for Carly. I will be working on that. I just have to figure out her whole summer schedule. But you will see in the left-hand corner is Chloe's chores. If you click on the folder, it will expand and you will see there is a document for each day of the week in there. There's a couple different ways that you can do this. One way is you could print every day of the week at once and then you'll have all of this particular child's chore list, or you could print them out for all of your children. I don't like to do that because I am generally adding things in. So what I prefer to do is on Sunday, I will print out Mondays. On Monday evening, I will print out Tuesdays because there's always things coming up that arise that I may need to add to a particular chore list. If you are someone that does not want to deal with all of the paper waste, that is fine. To each their own. There's no right or wrong. It's whatever you prefer to do. You don't even necessarily have to use this system. You could use something electronic, something on your phone. The important thing is you find what works for you. It doesn't have to be this way. I'm just showing you an example. Now again, if we were to open up, let's say one of the days of the week, for example, let's look at Monday. Chloe has swim practice. Little notes like telling her when to be ready by really do help. And also little information like I put after swim practice, hang your wet towel and bathing suit. Also, I don't like my kids to leave their belongings in my car. They're pretty programmed to pick up after themselves, but it's good just to reiterate what the rules are. And then I have her entire chore list documented down below. Now again, let's back up. If you have a particular child that has a very busy day, a lot on their agenda, they may not have as many chores. The beauty with this particular system is every day of the week is like a canned chore list. And really, you're just going in maybe on Sunday afternoon and making some modifications or jumping on and opening up a particular day because maybe they got invited to something and you need to put it in on Thursday. Whatever it may be, that's really how you keep it all organized. But it's already a canned document. As you can see, there's going to be some work up front to do this method, but once you have it, again, it's already canned. Sunday night, you may go in, look at Monday, see, is there any changes I need to make for tomorrow? If you do, you make the changes, but everything's already there for you. In a nutshell, that is how the chore lists are done. Now, I know I am going to be presented with a couple questions, so I'm going to try to tackle them right up front. The first one being, at what age do I start my child with chores? Well, the answer to that is as early as possible. Now, I realize they can't even read until they're a certain age. You start small and you build on it. But when your child is 2, 3 years old, there's a lot of things that you can have them do. And I am not going to go into those in this video because I do have a video that you can get to right up here where I talk about managing your home with small children. I talk about the younger years and how you gradually get them accustomed to doing chores. If you start earlier, it will be easier later on. Another question that I will be presented with is, how do you get your kids to follow through with doing chores? Well, this goes back to who's the boss? You are. And some parents really fight that system. They don't want to see themselves as the boss. But if you ever expect your child to go out into the work field and have a job, have a career, they are going to have a boss. They are going to have someone that they are going to report to. Their boss is going to have expectations of the responsibilities that are given to them and how they get done. It is really no different as a parent. This is where communication and consequences come into play. You communicate to your children how you would like something done, and you let them know what the consequences will be if they don't follow through. The way that we did it in our home is tasks, chores, get done mom and dad's way, not how you think they should be done. They get done to meet our expectations. When you are an adult, you can clean your bathroom however you would like. You can make your bed however you would like. You can scrub floors however you would like in your home. But right now, you are in my home and you will do the chores the way that I expect them. If they are not done to mom and dad's expectations, consequences will be enforced. That is how it goes. Again, you are phasing yourself out of a job. These children are going to be adults someday, and it is your responsibility to get them there in a fashion where they can thrive and function. You're doing your kids a disservice by not giving them chores to do and allowing them to do a poor job. You also communicate up front that no chores get skipped unless approval has been granted to the child. Meaning, let's say mom and dad are at work and 14-year-old decides he or she doesn't want to do their chores. Maybe a friend called and said, hey, do you want to go here? My brother and I will come and pick you up. Well, as long as chores are done, then I would say you could probably let your child go. But he or she does not get to take it upon themselves to just take off for the afternoon with their friends and not do their chores. If they communicate to you and say, hey mom, my friend and his brother are going here for a couple hours, they included me, I just got up, I don't have my chores done, would you be okay with me going? Absolutely. Why would we tell our child no? That's the way I look at it. In our home, it all boiled down to communication. I've had kids come to me because they weren't feeling well. That's okay. These things happen, and I'll cut you slack. But you don't take it upon yourself to skip a chore. You need to get approval from me first. Again, chores get done correctly. They get done in the time frame that I have communicated. If they don't get done in that fashion, privileges will be taken away. It's simple as that. Now you're going to ask, what privileges? Well, it boils down to you have to hit them where it hurts. So one child may be into gaming and playing games, but another child may not. The privilege that you take away from the child is going to vary from each kid depending on where they're at and what they're into, but you have to hit them where it hurts. With my girls, if you took their cell phone away, you would have thought the world ended. You would have thought that they died. I cannot tell you. We loved that because that was our leverage. You don't follow through with the chores or you don't do them to my expectation, privilege will be taken away from you and it's going to be something that hurts, like your cell phone. Life is over. Friends are not allowed over. Kids are not allowed to go anywhere until their chores are done. It's important for you to set up all the rules up front, and you can even put this on their daily chore list because it's all a canned document. And it could say all chores need to be done by noon. I always had my kids have a designated area that they needed to turn their chore list into. For example, in my office, my home office, I used to have a little spot in there that they would put their chore list when they were done with them. Because I never liked coming home to clutter on the island, and that is always where I set their chore list. So I just knew that when it was time to look at what they had for the day, because I couldn't remember. With so many kids, I can't remember who had dishwasher. I can't remember who had to sweep the steps and scrub them. There's so many things that there's too many of them. So I could look through the list, and if I saw something wasn't done correctly, I know which child did it. There's no blaming going on. There's another thing that took place in our home where our girls would trade chores at times, and then the other thing that they did was they paid their sisters to do chores. It was not uncommon at all for one of my girls to pay a sister $5 to $10 to unload the dishwasher for them. This isn't the parent's responsibility, right? But many parents get too involved. If your kids want to get out of a chore, that's for them to figure out. Just like if you were an adult and you needed to have someone pick up some slack that you couldn't get to or cover for you, you're going to reach out to a colleague to do that for you. Let your kids learn this process as they're growing up. The other funny thing is whenever my mom would visit and one of the kids had the dishwasher, they'd go, Grandma, do you want to unload the dishwasher for me? And it was just so funny to watch it. And of course, my mom would go ahead and unload the dishwasher for them. So they can learn to have fun with it. But I tell you, if you were to ask my adult children today how they felt about chores, well, first of all, I know they're going to all implement them in their own home. But I think they would all say after the fact, I'm really thankful because it has a lot to do with who I am today. Now, one more thing I want to chime in at the end. Let's say you're a working mom and during the summer your kids are home and they're old enough where they don't need a sitter, so they're on their own. And you just don't want to come home to utter chaos. And that's what you will if there's not a system. Guaranteed. You know that. I know that. It doesn't hurt to have a before mom gets home list. You get to choose what's on that list. So if you like to come home to a certain environment, like a picked up, tidied, clean counters, no crumbs out, no dishes in the sink, this is communication on your end. If you don't communicate it, don't expect it to happen because they're not just going to see those dishes in the sink and wash them. Kids don't operate that way. We didn't either. But if they know it needs to be done before mom gets home or their privileges will be taken away, I assure you it will get done. What we did in our home when I would not be at home with the kids during the day, let's say I had something going all day long and I would be gone, I had a document that my husband laminated at work, and I would set this out on the center of the island with all of the girls' chore list. and it would have a list of everything that needed to be done prior to me getting home. Now, if you're a mom that works outside of the home, your kids probably know exactly what time you will be home, and they're probably hustling about 10 minutes before they hear the garage door open for you to pull in. It's okay as long as it's done, right? That's all that matters. But if you know how you want to come home to the house, I'm not coming home to garbage overflowing. It's just not going to happen. I am going to have a real bone to pick with a few kids if that happens. So it's all about communicating what your expectations are. And I guarantee you, if they know their privileges will be taken away, they will get the job done. If they don't initially, make sure you follow through. Whatever you tell your kids, the consequences are going to be the parent, the boss, needs to follow through. If you were their boss at work, you would do so. You don't need to apologize. All right, there you have it. Comments, suggestions, questions. What do you do in your home during the summer? We glean so much great information off of one another. You have everything you need to do to get the summer chore list going, so I encourage you to get it done this week. Kids will be off school, and all right, we'll see you soon in the next video. Take care.